What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about the Polish presidential election. Poland maybe cannot into space, but they can into electing presidents. And now the first round has been, it was on 28th of June, and we have the results. Of course, the two main candidates that advanced to the second round on the 12th of July is the current president, Andrzej Duda, and Rafał Trzaskowski. So Duda is actually an independent, but of course he represents in many ways the Law and Order or Law and Justice Party, PiS, and Rafał Trzaskowski of the Civic Platform. He is sort of a more liberal, somewhat progressive candidate. He would not be a left wing if you look in an American or Western European perspective, but he is the left wing alternative in Poland. And of course Duda's government is very conservative, and you can call it a right-wing populist Eurosceptic government. Anyway, the first round has been, and in order to judge and see what we can expect from the second round, let's take a look at the results, shall we? And we're just jumping straight through it. So Andrzej Duda, independent or PiS, Law and Order or Law and Justice. Yeah, Law and Justice. It's a, by the way, it's a national, conservative, Christian, democratic and right-wing populist political party in Poland. So I know that Duda is supported by Trump, he's supported by people like Orban in Hungary and other prominent politicians on the right in Europe. And he got 43.5% of the votes. And that is a lot for the first round. So if you look at 2015, this map looks much more orange and white, much less blue, and he still won. But in the first round then, he only got 34.7% of the vote. So 34.7 then, and then they won by 51.5, and now 43.5 in the first round. And the main opponent, which of course was the current president back then, he actually did better in the first round than Trzaskowski did. So clearly it looks like Duda, based on that, is going to win another round. But it's more interesting for me to look at the other candidates that were eliminated in the first round. Simeon Hołownia. He is, of course, I actually read a bit about him. He is not engaged in any political wing. He is, of course, an entertainer. I believe he was a television personality, a writer and a publicist and stuff like that. He's an independent, he's more of a pragmatist that does not focus on ideology but more on issues. He's been critical of the Law and Justice Party, but anyway, he got 13, almost 14% of the votes. That is a lot. Of course, he cannot play as a spoiler because that's not how the election works. But even if all of his voters went to Trzaskowski, and of course they're not going to, they're going to split somewhere. If Trzaskowski would got all of his voters, he would get like 44 point something percent of the votes. And the next one, here is where it's important. Bosak, it's not important who he is, but what party he represents. He of course represents the right wing. I believe it's a far right political party. It's to the right of Law and Justice. But clearly, the way it looks, the typical voter of his party will vote for Duda in the second round. I mean, the difference is much smaller from the Confederation to the Law and Justice than it is to the Civic Platform and Trzaskowski. Also, there are other smaller electoral factions right here. Congress of the New Right, that's 45,000 votes that will probably go to Duda if they show up in the second round. And I will also take a look at the map here. Because orange and yellow, it's Trzaskowski, blue is Duda, and there's a quite significant line on the very old border between Imperial Russia and Imperial Germany from before World War I. It is much more prominent on this map, where it is a border between blue and orange. The blue part was a part of Russia, and the orange part was a part of Germany, and the exceptions is Warsaw and Lodz, which is cities that of course are more liberal than the rest of the country. but it clearly looks like Duda's popularity has risen a lot since back then. So from all I can tell, Duda is probably going to win. It's probably not going to be as close as it was in 2015. Yeah, you can expect that the Law and Justice Party holds on to power in Poland. Anyway, that's all I had to talk about for today. If you find this interesting, please like, please subscribe. It really helps me, and so long.